Hi, it's Amy, and hope you're doing well. It's another snowy day here in Ohio, and I wanted to pop on and share with you the candy box that I made recently. I'm teaching a class on this locally, and I had done this one, which is the original one that I had made. It's actually been over a year now since I made this one, but I wanted to make another one because the ladies that I am teaching this to, they love this one, but a lot of them don't like grunge and so forth. And I also wanted to show them that they could the different sizes and just give them a different perspective, if you will. So this one, like I said, is like super grungy. It's got a lot of stamping in it, a lot of distressing. There's a lot of modeling paste or like texture paste, if you will. So yeah, and I did a lot of like embroidery and so forth. And then this one, also the closures are obviously different, but I'm going to go through this one and I'll do a video for this one separate so you can look at it. So this one, again, is a Junior Mints box, obviously, and it is from the Valentine's Day collection because, as you can see, it says heart shape with red and white centers. For my candy boxes, I prefer to use a fabric spine, and the reason being is that it just makes it a little bit more substantial. And sturdiness is important to me when I'm putting my signature in because if you can tell, I get kind of bulky with mine and I like to add a lot of things in. So I got a lot of trims and embellishments and so forth. Although this one isn't completely decorated, it can be used to, add things into. This one, I would say is decorated 100%. So this one, for the closure on it, I used a piece of acetate. This acetate came from a paper pack at Michael's. I want to say it was last year. And I used a snap to secure it. And then that is attached with like a little velvet heart. No, not velvet, excuse me, felt heart. I just wanted to come up with something different. So anyhow, without further ado, let's get into it. Here is the actual box. I made this pick that I had. I think these came from Dollar General, dollar store. And I just added some trims to it. It's chenille trim. And again, I think these two are from the Dollar Tree. And then this is like they call it fairy lace. And this is just some like gold like tinsel. And it's a styrofoam heart. And then I added a little foam heart on top with the word love and this tiny little teddy bear and nail charm. And then it's also got this little pink with gold trim or gold ribbon bow, excuse me, with a little Jimmy on top. So that's just cute, like to tuck in because I like, when stuff's like hanging out. See, I just think that looks cute. Anyhow, so without further ado, let's get into it. The inside I did cover with this was avocado dyed paper. And on the front, this is a die cut. This came from Michael's. I believe it was last year, as well as the paper pack. And I made it into a pocket and made this little tag and attached this little flower die cut that I stitched on top. The first page is some vintage wallpaper floral print. I don't know if you can see that. And then I did reinforce it with this little polka dotted fabric. And I added can't speak, polka dotted trim with like this little gold trim. I thought it was really sweet. And I sewed that on with the green because I thought it brought in the green from the cover. And then this is a polka dotted bag. And I have attached a little bulb pin with some like heishi type beads and then the little charm love in green. And I added this little tab, this little gingham like pink tab that I stitched on, a little label. This label came from a sticker set that came from Joann's, a little red foam glitter heart. And then these are little tiny rose embellishments, and they came from Dollar General this year. They had packages of those. I thought they were really sweet. This is some heart vellum, printed heart vellum. I made a belly band with this heart ribbon. And then this is a little glitter red heart that I stitched around and added XO. And tuck that in here. This is on some like mulberry type paper on the back. This is a die cut XO. This is legal paper that I made into a pocket and added this little pink foil heart that can be journaled on. And then here's a tuck spot with this little floral label. And then I just stamped the word adore on that and then added this little fabric plaid trim And then this twine, and it had this like little gold, as you can see, like little tiny gold tinsel around it. And down here, this is a little pink bow cabochon with a little heart in the center. This is the notebook pads that came from Dollar Tree this year, and they're like games and so forth that I tucked in. This is some cherry paper, scrapbook paper, and then I added this little ribbon clamp and added a little bell and a little white tassel. There's some pom-pom trim at the top. This came from, I want to say Marshalls or Home Goods. I think it was last year at Christmas or the year before. There's some braille paper with some little red heart ribbon trim, and then a die cut flower with a little gold jimmy in the middle. This is some ledger paper, and I just tucked in this little heart, scallop heart tag, and it's paper clipped on with a pink paper clip and some little gold trim. This actually came from Dollar Tree, this little gold trim. I think it was in the hair section for like braiding. On the back, I've clipped in this little tag, and this is from the Michaels paper pad and that I got last year. And then this little green stripe fabric I stitched on the tab at the top. For the center, this is a scallop heart stationery, like it was like a note card, and then I added this pink fabric to the center, and then I added this book page. And then over here, this is a pocket that I made out of scrapbook paper, and I made this little tag. Again, these are both from the Michaels paper pad that I got last year, and then this is some fabric that I stapled onto the top to make a tab. And down here is a little label charm and a little floral heart. And then on the side, this is some of the white like ruffle trim with a little gold on the edge. Love that one. These came from Hobby Lobby, these tags, these little heart cutout tags. And then I think this is from Dollar General or Dollar Tree, these little heart glitter stickers with the little felt pink in the center. When I cut the box out, I kept the top to it. This is the little tab, and I just attached it on there. And this is a die cut with the word love on it, obviously. And then this is some green pom-pom trim. Oh, that cherry print again. And then the back of that game paper. And then I added this little embellishment here. It's a little envelope with the word you and me and little hearts layered up. And then I had this little lace ruffle trim on the edge there. And then I made a little paper clip with a little bow and added a little tiny heart, glitter heart jimmy. And on the back, I added this little red glitter heart. And then it's got this, it's keeping this little Let's Be Valentines, like retro or vintage Valentine. And then, oops, let me keep that off because that paper flips open, and I added this little pink pom-pom trim. And then here's another little tag I made with little velvet ribbon on top. I stapled. Again, that print heart vellum, a little label, and then over here some gold trim, and I added a little tiny gold heart charm there. Then here is some velvet hearts that I used a piece of Velcro to keep it shut, and inside it just has this little heart journaling card, like ticket. And then the last, again, is that wallpaper, that vintage wallpaper. And then here's the back, how I attach that piece of acetate on the back of it. So yeah, that is my Junior Mints Valentine Heart Journal that I made this year. And I tuck in my little pick there. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.